Welcome back for another episode of Britt and Nick Do the News. During a House oversight meeting, there was Marjorie Taylor Greene taking the first swing, commenting on Miss Crockett's eyelashes. Alexandria Cortez had to jump in and demand it was striked from the record that she said that, and that how awful someone could comment on somebody else's appearance. Miss Crockett jumps back in screaming baby girl at Marjorie Taylor Greene, which ended in a big explosion between all three of the ladies. Several times they were trying to get things in order by screaming order, but no, there was no order had. What do you think, Britt? Got a little rowdy, right?
Oh, yes, a little bit more than rowdy. These gals were going in. I suppose Marjorie Taylor Greene started it off with saying, check your reading with them eyelashes you got on. And it went so on and so forth from there, talking about blonde with a bulky, boxy body, something like that. Lots of low blows, lots of comments, kind of bringing it back to like middle school, high school, where we're talking about appearances and just really like catty, petty Betty type of babbage. So real sad to see, especially the ladies. You know, that's the thing we're always trying to combat, right? Like that they're saying, oh, they're too emotional. They lead with their hearts and not with their minds. And then we got this type of stuff going on.
All were having a very off day. But speaking about beef, Drake and Kendrick Lamar, I think we have a winner called. And I think it's Kendrick.
That's right, girl. I think general public opinion, excluding the Drake exclusive fans, are going to agree that Kendrick swept the floor with him. But not a lie was uttered. I mean, he was taking a lot of shots at, once again, appearances, kind of fakery with some racial kind of playing at both sides of the fence. And of course, the stuff that always hits the hardest, which is the pedophilic type of lifestyle choices that Drake has made. So yeah, Kendrick went in on him. And I think that's really the reason J. Cole backed out. Like he was like, no, I don't want that fire. I don't want that heat.
Yeah, some good tunes came out. I loved Family Matters by Drake, Not Like Us by Kendrick Lamar. It came out #1 on the Billboard 100. So Kendrick trumps all and official winner. Congratulations. Hopefully we can move on to the next battle.
Speaking of some other battles, sounds like some other folks we know about, celebrities, some athletes are in the news for not so great things. What'd you hear about Scottie Scheffler?
Scottie Scheffler, he wasn't throwing chairs off of bar roofs on Broadway. He was throwing fists at officers after a traffic incident. I love Scottie. I love the show Full Swing. It really brought me into actually liking golf. But yeah, it sounds like they get just as rowdy off of the course. Anything to say on that, Brittany?
Not too much, other than when you are as rich and as powerful and as well connected as some of these folks are, I really don't understand the reason that they're not getting an Uber or getting private security to tote them this place and that place, or having, like, honestly, you have enough money, you could probably have like a lawyer always present with you. So like, Why are you getting involved in these nonsensical tussles, kind of like Morgan Wallen throwing the chair? Like, shouldn't his crew stepped in and be like, no, it's not a good look, babe, put the chair down? But I guess, I don't know, people dig their own graves and other folks kind of just stand by and watch them do it. Keep it cool, keep it casual. You got enough loot, hire somebody. Don't drive, don't get involved with the police, for real.
Talking about keeping your cool, King Charles unveiled his newest portrait, which I don't know. I see a bunch of blood red, a lot of heat in that picture. I mean, it's very artistic, but does it send a message?
Yeah, so apparently the artist, Jonathan Yo, is kind of taking some heat because a lot of patrons are looking at it saying, is he in hell? Is King Charles in hell? Is he covered in the blood of soldiers past? Like, what is the deal here? So it's getting mixed reviews. Some people are really loving it. Other people are kind of like, no, that looks terrible. What was the artist thinking? A little bit too much interpretive art, perhaps.
I mean, underneath all the red, I guess King Charles did look good. I'll say that.
As good as he can. I'll add that. Moving on from portraits to actual real live snapshots of what's going on in the Middle East.
Yes, back to Israel. So this week, Biden signed a bill that granted $1 billion in arms to Israel. Meanwhile, Israel troops are continuing to post abusive videos online, which may be considered a war crime. Along with the troops, we have the Israeli protesters damaging food and supplies as it's entering Gaza. And then on top of that, we got our floating pier in Gaza ready to accept supplies. So things are rocking and rolling and also going off the rails, Brittany, at the same time.
Yeah, that's so sad. I mean, just trying to block goods and just necessities to general people. I feel like that's kind of rowdy. It's so much going on over there. And there's a lot of feelings involved too. As we've seen across the college campuses around here, like a lot of people are voicing their opinions, lots of outcry from the public about how crazy and damaging all this is, all these wars that have been going on for the past few years. Like it's just madness.
And students are still protesting in several ways, several walkouts at commencement ceremonies.
It's true. I heard a few people, apparently Jerry Seinfeld was a commencement speaker at Duke. And a lot of people walked out on him because he has like nationally voiced his public support for Israel. And I know there's a lot of, debate about who's right, who's wrong. There's always some temperament going on, and we'll see what the next few weeks hold.
We will. Big news this week: Applebee's closing down several locations. Same with Red Lobster. It looks like everybody is suffering in some way, and it's sad. I mean, I don't frequent an Applebee's and I don't frequent a Red Lobster, but I do have memories there that I will cherish. The cheddar biscuits from Red Lobster, the $1 margaritas from Applebee's. You can't beat that. You can't get that anywhere else.
You really can't. They truly have some staples that are so nostalgic and so perfectly prepared. Yeah, it might involve a microwave or a low-grade oven, but I mean, honestly, we like what we like. Give the people what they want. But apparently, not enough people wanted it, which is why Applebee's and, Red Lobster, a lot of other food spots are closing down locations. Just can't get enough traction, not enough money. Although I will always have to give hats off, all the way off, to Applebee's and their creativity as far as their song and their music selection is involved with their commercials. Honestly, if they could probably make like a full soundtrack CD featuring everything, like a whole playlist of what they've played throughout the years, I would 100% purchase. It is so good. So amazing. I will miss so much about Applebee's, less alone the food, mainly even the commercials themselves. So sad time in food.
Another bit of sad news. The man who received the pig kidney, he has passed away. He wasn't the first to receive a pig kidney, but this was a milestone in medicine. And I don't know if the direct cause of death was the kidney. I think in general, it was his time.
Yeah, that's very sad for that gentleman. I know everyone was excited and very hopeful, hoping that it would take and everything will be fine with it. But apparently not. And exactly, he may have had a lot more underlying health issues and a lot more things going on than just maybe his body rejecting the physical kidney. But we're very sorry. Our condolences go out to his family, but we still want to remind everyone that the medical community is going to keep pushing on. They will consistently try to see what works best for any and all patients. That's the goal of we'd like to think the goal of the medical community is to make the lives of people better.
There was a portal set up in New York City that had a video live stream to Dublin, Ireland. It was a lot of fun until, we had to spoil it with showing our breast and humping the screen. So needless to say, it got shut down real quick.
Yeah, can't keep nothing nice for too long. This is why we can't have nice things. No, but it's the truth. What did they expect going to happen? They have a live video feed from one giant city to another. You will get people doing narcotics. You will have people exposing their body parts, mooning the screen, flashing the breasts. You'll get it all. You'll get people doing whatever. So I'm not surprised in the slightest that they had to take it down. It's just a little sad that most of these people weren't necessarily like 15 years old. Like, we're talking about full grown adults here still. Just can't quite get it together.
It was a nice idea while it lasted. Little update in Diddy world. Diddy is seen on camera doing something abusive.
Yeah, that's right. This video is back from 2016, where Diddy is seen manhandling Cassie Ventura. It's all caught on film. He's pushing her. He's pulling her. He's kicking her after she is already on the ground. Yes. And then he proceeds to pick up items from the tabletop and throw them at her as well. So she has not publicly commented, but her law team has said, yeah, pretty much, you see, we weren't playing around. Like, this is very serious. Diddy's freaking out of control and has been. And yeah, probably everything they're saying against him is more than likely true. Hearsay's hearsay, but we got you on video, baby. So yeah. Diddy do it? Should have stuck with Puff Daddy and wrote those memes out a little easier. More will come to light. What's done in the dark will come to light. But more on that later.
Yeah, that footage came to light a little recently, but then, yeah, he posted a picture on Mother's Day with him and the fam enjoying the day.
Well, God bless. I'm sure that Mother's Day was very, very happy and enjoyable. Mm-hmm. Good for you for playing it off. But shoot, speaking of playing it off, you know how some people kind of try to like hold those respectable job positions and inside deep down, they're really like grime time for real deal? Yeah, well, we have a few of those around this area too. Apparently up in Raleigh, there was a firefighter along with his wife that were dealing drugs. The judges gave him $4 million in bonds, so they ain't getting out anytime soon. Apparently they had 10,000 illegal pills, over a pound of cocaine, and $70,000 in cash at their home. It's going to be Nicholas and Amanda Bannister. He's 35. She's 25. So maybe that decade spread is really where he wanted to get in there and kind of control the situation, have her be a little bit of a mule, as it were. But they were doing some rowdy stuff down in Glenwood South. But they're being exposed and they're currently in jail. We'll see what happens more with that later on. But yeah, they were into all sorts of stuff: LSD, ketamine, methamphetamine. I mean, they had pill presses, they had all sorts of stuff. So I mean, they were running the gamut. They didn't just have your pre-rolled joints. They had the nose beers, they had the whole bit, the uppers, downers, the in-betweeners. Another guy that used his, I'd say, position of power is a pastor named John Paul down in South Carolina. Apparently, his wife came up to the North Carolina border in Lumberton, one of the most southernmost parts of North Carolina. And there's some shady biz going on with him, too. She apparently took her own life. But yeah, her family's asking a lot of questions. Just keeping it real that some people's occupations or career choices is kind of a phony, fraudulent appearance they like to show, pretending that they're actually good-natured people when really they're bad.
I thought for one moment you were going to talk about people we know, but really you talked about people that we could know. These are the average day folks. So
exactly.
A wolf in sheep's clothing for sure. If you felt a little weird this week, well, I mean, this might have been it. The sun apparently shot out the biggest solar flare in almost 2 decades.
Woo.
I don't know what that does to us on Earth because I didn't feel the heat, but I definitely didn't feel right.
Yeah, I don't know, girl. Something definitely felt off. I couldn't put my finger on it exactly, but I know something was definitely different. I personally believe it was kind of like the fact that the heat came, the summerness, and we were all getting excited, ready to rock. And then in came the storms and kind of just made everything bleak and cloudy and overcast. So I think everyone kind of got that motivation and it stopped. It ceased to exist. The motivation came to a halt for sure. But hopefully we get some more good weather back and we can drum up some of that excitement and the summertime happiness and yeah, kind of get into the vibe.
Next weekend is Memorial Day weekend, everybody. So hopefully we will grab the Pepsi and the pickled chips and taste the new craze. And yeah, actually watch a video from our past. We talked about having a nostalgic moment, but yes, thought the show would be bi-weekly, decided to get on the mic and lay down some fun news that we felt like you needed to hear. The nostalgic movie is not going to be Babysitter's Club. That's been canceled. We're going to go with We're Back, the fun little cartoon movie with the dinosaurs. If you don't remember it, well, we'll talk about it, and then maybe you might want to take a gander yourself.
That's what I'm saying. Might kind of get your old school wheels turning, get you thinking about the past in a good way.
In a good way. So we'll see you next week.
That's right. TTFN. Ta-ta for now.